What can I say? Cubs outplayed us, man. They won the series. What are you gonna do? Who wants to see Bill Murray cry anyway, right? I mean, come on. I want to see old men cry. Hey, Mark Agnesi here, backroom at Norman's Rare Guitars. Once again, it's time for Guitar of the Day. Yeah, World Series is over. Did not end the way I was hoping, but, you know, Cavs won. That's cool. You know, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. I think it was penance for the Cavs coming back from 3-1 as well. But we've been doing this thing on Thursdays here where I've been doing some basses. We actually have some cool basses in the store right now, which we sold a lot of basses. I didn't have much to show you, so why don't you guys come back? We're going to do a bass today. This one is from 1968. This is a first year production Fender Telecaster Bass. They're saying, Mark, they made these in the 50s. And it's like, yeah, they did, but they weren't called Telecaster basses back then. They were called precision basses back then. This is the first year that it was actually deemed the Telecaster bass. But it's kind of like their first reissue of the early 50s style version 1 precision bass. So we have the slab body with no contours. We have the single coil pickup under here. We have the cool shaped pick guard, the cool covers that come off at the angles, 1 volume, 1 tone, maple neck. This has got still transition logo. This is a 68. This is kind of right on the cusp of when they go from lacquer to polyurethane. This bass is still finished with nitro lacquer. You can see by a lot of these beautiful lacquer checking here on the finish. And this also has the cool kind of CBS era paddle tuners on it. So this is kind of like their reissue of the Generation 1 precision bass, but this is when they finally call it the Telecaster bass. You got the Telecaster headstock, the whole thing. They do these into the 70s, through the 70s, and kind of just like with the Telecaster guitars in the 70s, on the customs and the deluxes, they introduced that wide range humbucking pickup. They started using those on the Telecaster basses as well once you get into the 70s. So there's only a couple years of production that they do them with the original style, just 1 single coil going across pickup. Other than that, some very cool, you know, it's been played. It's not a minty bass, but it's in good shape. It's all original, except for this cover is a repro. This one's original. This one's a repro, and it has a new thumb rest as well. Original case with it. What do you say we go out front, plug it in, hit it with the pick, hit it with our fingers, see what kind of sounds it makes. All right, we're out front here. We've got the 1968 Fender Telecaster Bass, original white blonde finish. We got it going through the SVT rig right now. All the EQs at noon. No reverb on this thing. Let's hit it with the pick first. Let's see what kind of sounds we get with the pick, then we'll switch to the fingers in a little bit. Let's see what this thing can do. Thunderous. Let's ditch the pick. Let's hit this thing with the fingers a little bit, see what kind of sounds it makes. This thing's pretty fun to play. I'm not even a bass player, man, but I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fun to play, and it looks great with the covers and the thumb rest and everything, man. This is a cool bass from 1968. It is the first year of production of the Fender Telecaster Bass, which is basically a reissue of the first generation P bass from the early part of the 1950s. Original white blonde finish, white guard, maple neck. This one's still lacquer finish on it as well. They start to move into polyurethane as you get into the later part of the 60s. But this thing is pretty cool, man. Check me out on Instagram at @MarkAgnesi.
Check out the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. Check this bass and the rest of this cool stuff out online at Norman's Rare Guitars. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for one more episode of Guitar of the Day. It's Flat Top Friday. We'll see you guys later. It's not the last episode. We still have Saturday, too. It's Flat Top Friday tomorrow. Peace.